The Community Week Titan Event is live, and we're going to break that down for you in today's video. Welcome in. My name is PJ. This is another Raid Challenge video, and let's get right into it. Earlier today, the Community Week Titan Event was dropped on us. I had no idea this was coming. I think a lot of people had no idea this was coming. At first glance, at first look, it looks to be going to be pretty expensive. And we can look at the rewards here real quick. First page, pretty basic. Usually the first couple of pages aren't that good. It gets better towards the last milestones, the 4 and 5 star milestones. But first page, some energy, gems. Nothing too crazy. Get to the milestone 2. Ancient shard. Got a chicken. Not even going to talk about the silver. That's not even worth my time. Not even worth my breath talking about it. Starting to get a little bit more energy. Some more gems. You're going to get some bigger oils, extracts, some immortal essence. 3-star soul. Then we got the milestone 4, which you got some immortal soul stones, chaos dust, legendary book, void. So I'd say the 4 is when it starts to get pretty good. 3 is not bad either. The 4 is pretty solid, and 5 you got some good rewards. You got primal shard, you got gems, 1,000,000 silver. Maybe they've been listening to my videos recently, but I've been complaining a lot about them not giving enough silver. So 1,000,000 silver is actually pretty cool. Love seeing that. It would be nice if like this was 1,000,000 silver and this would have been, I don't know, a couple million silver, but maybe that's too greedy. Baby steps PJ. You gotta start slow, but I'm happy to see 1,000,000 silver, better than their usual 500,000 or 300,000. So at least we can do a couple upgrades with that. Hey, stop right there. Click in the description right now for you to get a free legendary Karato Fox Hunter along with 4 free amazing epic champions as you level up. Here are the exact steps that you need to follow. Step 1. Log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. If you have never had Raid installed on your mobile phone before, the link will work there too. Step 2, click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Step 3, launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Step 4, go to the inbox and claim your champion. Here we go. Karato Fox Hunter will be there waiting for you in the inbox. This is an amazing start to your account and you do not want to miss it. So make sure you click the link in the description, follow the steps, and don't forget, tell a friend. And mythical book is really good. Mythical skill tome is really hard to get. I'm a big fan of barrels. Not people like barrels. I like them a lot. And then you got some chaos powder, quarter of a eternal. Wish this would have been maybe 500. Maybe make this half an eternal soul stone would have been nice. Quarters kind of seems a little skimpy. Then you got the 5-star blessing to round it out. So what am I gonna do? So I think I'm one of the people that actually think this champion is not that bad. I think a lot of people don't think he's very good. If you're a progressive account, if you're mid-game, progression, early game, I think this dude will be really good for you. If you're more of a late game, end game, then probably not going to be as good. But with hard faction wars coming out, you never know. I think a lot of these champions, Plarium loves to give us champions for future content, and they might not make sense at the moment, but then down the line, you're like, oh, okay, that's why we got that champion. So this is probably going to be one of those situations where right at the moment, they might not seem too good, but hopefully down the line, they'll be more useful for the game. But generally, even without him being super useful for the game, I think he's just a solid support champion. Turn meter boosting, increase attack, strengthen, can revive, can reset the revive if they revive the champion and he kills someone. So he's pretty cool. But personally, I'm just gonna go for, I think, the 3-star. With these kind of support champions, you either want, I mean, the 1-star is for HP, the 2-star is attack, so it doesn't really matter for this champion. 3 stars defense, 4 stars crit damage, 5 stars accuracy and res. So ideally you'd want res. I don't think he needs accuracy, but the res on him wouldn't be bad, and then that would set you up for the 6-star. But 6 stars are so expensive, I probably wouldn't really waste my resources getting him to 6-star. I think there's other options depending on your account that would probably be more useful and beneficial for you to make a 6-star. So I don't think he's worth 6-starring personally. So I'm just gonna get the 3-star, get the extra HP, get the extra defense, make him tankier, and then maybe get the void, maybe get some of these, but I'm gonna try to save my shards. I feel like recently they've been going hard to get us to use our resources, especially with the Cat's Gauges recently and the Alice events a couple months ago. They really went hard with us using resources and shards, and I pulled a bunch. So I feel like I'm kind of low. So I think this is a good opportunity to kind of reel back and hold on to some shards and not pull as much. I know a lot of people did that during this past fusion. They didn't go for the fusion. I'd rather go for the fusion and then skip something like this and just get the 3-star and skip the 4-star, 5-star. I think that's a better use for my resources. I actually did the whole last fusion with only 8 sacreds as far as the summoning goes. I mean, I had to use energy and other things for the dungeon divers and other parts of the fusion, but we're talking about just for for shards. I only pulled 8 shards. I skipped the first summon rush. I skipped the first DD, went all in on the hero's path. I did 8 sacres, and then I finished the rest with energy. Probably cost me, I don't know, 5,000 energy. It cost me a little bit of energy, but to be able to do a whole fusion and only play sacres, I thought was a pretty good deal, especially when the champion's not too bad. So happy with my decision there. But as far as the community week, I don't really like it. I feel like they should have given this for free. A lot of times they give these souls for the champions they get for free. I think they honestly should have done that. In my live stream earlier on Twitch, someone kind of mentioned this and I thought they were spot on. They said that hopefully I can say this correctly. Pretty much the idea was that the people that could use the 5-star soul don't have the resources or aren't going to have enough resources to get the 5-star soul, and then the people that can get the 5-star soul don't need the 5-star soul. So it's kind of backwards. Again, I don't really like that. The late game, end game players that have the resources and the whales that easily could get this aren't going to really use them that much, and then the people that are mid game, early game that could actually really use him and the 5-star soul will be super big, they can't get him because they just use all their resources on the fusion. Or if they do go for this soul, then they're screwing themselves for the next fusion, which we have no idea what it's going to be. But I don't really like that, putting you behind the 8-ball and kind of hurting yourself without really needing to. So I think it would have been a lot better, especially because it's community week. I feel like they don't understand community. I know there's some translation and maybe community means something different in their language, but I don't feel the community at all. I feel like this is just money week and the community champion, but we don't get the soul for it. I don't know. I think it was kind of a miss. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys think this was a good idea, not a good idea. I just know that a lot of the free champions we've gotten in the past, they've given us the souls for free. So I feel like they should have continued down that line, and then instead of going and doing maybe the soul for the hero's path, they could have done the soul for the fusion in this Titan event, or they could have done something completely different. They could have done a champion in this Titan event, or something not the soul that I think people can't get it, don't really want it. That's a little bit of a grief I have with this. Personally, I think I'm just getting the 3-star, skipping on the 4 or 5. I was looking at the news and it looks like you can only miss 250 points, which isn't that much. I would think that the summon events, there's probably going to be at least 2 or 3 summoning events in this Titan event, and you're looking at, I would guess, 150 to 200 points in those each individual path. It's going to be tough to really skip those and still be able to get all the 5-stars. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards the 3-star, skip most of the summoning events, just kind of do what I want, not have to worry about, oh, I have to do this or I have to do that. So that's kind of my plan. Again, I feel really bad for the people that could actually use this champion because I don't think it's going to be tough to get. The other thing that I want you guys to be on the lookout for is, I was looking at the calendar earlier, that there's a deck of Fae coming here in the future. So it looks like this weekend. So right now it is the 21st. We just had Easter yesterday. The fusion is going to be over soon. Also, if you guys have not finished, the fusion is ending in a couple of days. It overlaps with CBC. That's what I'm going to do. I'm pulling it during CBC. It's a non-PR CBC, so you might not want to get super high points, but I'm going to do it. I still have to fuse some of the epics, so I'll fuse the epics, fuse the fusion, get CBC points for that. But in a week, you can see here, deck of Fate event. Now, I clicked on it. It doesn't really show or say much about it. It doesn't really say what we have to do to get points. It just says in-game activities. It doesn't say if it's going to be for a soul, for a champion, or anything like that. But keep this in mind. In about a week, we're going to be getting a deck of Fate, and that is after a summon rush. So we're going summon rush right into the deck of Fate, which is going to be very, very interesting. Looks like they actually even overlap, so maybe there could be some double dipping there potentially, but keep an eye out on that. And then the other thing that I kind of wanted to mention here in this video was this 2-week free gear removal. I have mixed feelings here. So if this is the free gear removal for the hard mode faction wars, and they release hard mode faction wars after this 2 weeks, this is a complete waste. What are they doing? Why are they doing it? We need to see the hard mode faction war missions and what we need to do before we can move our gear. So if their whole thought process was, okay, we'll give them 2 weeks before the faction wars comes out for them to swap the gear, well, that's great, but then give us the challenges and missions that we're going to need to do before they come out, because right now we're going in blind. If one thing that they could do is halfway through, so let's say after these 5 days, then they release hard mode faction wars, so you had a little bit of time before to prep, and then you have a week while it's live to mess around with the hard mode faction wars with the free gear removal. The only downside with that is I think it takes like a full week or something to rotate through all of the factions. I'm not sure exactly how many days, but if it takes more than a week, then that could be an issue, because you're gonna run out of time before before all the factions come back, but not really happy with that. If this is for the hard mode faction wars and they come out with it after, again, this is all speculation. We have no idea what they're doing. This could just be something separate, but I think a lot of people are kind of connecting this with hard mode faction wars because they've been teasing it a lot. And if it comes out after, then I think this is a huge fail. If it comes out during it, like halfway through, then I think it's going to be fine. But very interested to see what that is. The other thing that I think would be really cool is, I mentioned this in a few other videos, I think that the game is at the point where they need to start to remove, or yeah, I guess remove the gear removal, the cost, the silver gear removal cost. I think every 2 weeks or every other week, 2 weeks out of the month, I think if they gave us free gear removal, that would be a great compromise. 2 weeks we have to use silver, 2 weeks we don't. I know when I mentioned this in chat, they were saying that maybe it could overlap the siege weeks, so that could help with building different siege teams, and instead of wasting all your resources swapping the gear around and trying and testing with your silver for siege, you could have a free gear removal during that week and you wouldn't have to worry about it. I really think it's time. This game's been out for 6 years, over 6 years, and they haven't done too much with the silver as far as changing things. They started giving out gear removal costs and the kind of like the things from the cursed city that you could earn, but you can only get them from hard mode faction wars, and it's only a 1 hour. I wish those would be 3 hours, and I wish they would have the 1 hours in normal, because just because you're an early game, you still need them, so don't put them behind the hard mode. So we'll have to see how this goes, but I think that they should take in consideration 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off for free gear removal, or you could do 1 week on, 1 week off, 1 week on, 1 week off, overlapping with siege. I think that would be really good. But this game is all about testing things, trying different gear on champions, experimenting and exploring, and not having the silver to do what you want really stinks. So if they were able to minimize that, and let's say only every other week, I think that would bring a lot of life to the game. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys are going for this community week Titan event, you guys are not going for it, you guys are going for the 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, 1-star, definitely try to go for the 1-star, 2-star. And I'm going to do the 3-star. I think that's probably going to be the most efficient resources, not go too hard, but still get a good soul for him. The 3-star will get him more HP, more defense, which is really good for a champion like him. Reviver, support, accuracy does not need. Res would be nice, but don't think it's worth getting the 5-star soul. And then definitely not really worth getting the 6-star soul. There's so many champions that do need 6-star souls. They're probably not wasted on him ideally. We do have really big champion training. Another thing I kind of like is these bigger rewards, or bigger tournaments, I guess I should say. Bigger tournaments and events, more rewards. Like, you don't have to do this. You could easily just do the 6,000 or just do the 7,000. But if you wanted, you could do 16,000 and get a mythical book. You get some chaos ore, some dust, some immortal essence. So I like that they made the events and the rewards bigger. I would like to see that on other events and tournaments as well, making them a little bit bigger. Not that you have to do and go for the more rewards, but if you have the resources and you have the time, then it could be worth it. I do have a little quick thing that I don't like about this. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but for me, right here, the 150 multi-battles, so it's 50 times 3, more than a legendary book. Now, I do think that multi-battles have a place in the game. I understand that a lot of people play mobile. I'm lucky enough to play this game on PC. We have RSL helper, but that's not always working, and not everyone likes RSL helper. But if you're a mobile player, then the multi-battles are super, super nice to have to help you run the game and not just click over and over and over. But there's no way on God's green earth should there be 150 multi-battles are more expensive than a legendary book. Take out the 10 core hammers, or take out the silver, take out the 1 superior arcane potion, and put them down there. Give us 100. If you don't want to give us 150, fine, put it to 100 or give us 50. But make this better. Like, that is just feels so bad that you're spending 11,800 points for 150 multi-battles, more than a legendary book. So I don't mind the multi-battles being in the rewards. I just really don't like them taking up one of the like better reward spots. This could be a barrel, this could be a shard, a void shard could be in here, this could be a multitude of different rewards. Anything, almost anything, not anything, but tons of different things would be better than the 150 multi-battles. Even if it was like down here or something, I'd feel like, okay, whatever. But the fact that it's more than legendary book, I first saw that, I was like, what are we doing? I do not like that. I like them they're in, but I wish they'd be, take out the core hammers and put them in there, something like that. Take out the silver. I think that could be improved. But besides that, we have some other events. The dungeon divers, looks like we're getting all chests, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure if they've done anything like this before. Gonna have Titan event points in it, so we'll see. Gonna just go for the 3-star, I think myself. Please leave a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button. We are closing in on 500 subscribers. subscribers, which is super, super awesome. Very excited about that. We have a good rest of your day / night, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.